The Beckhams, Mariah Carey, Lil Wayne, and more. I'm revealing some juicy celebrity secrets that have been revealed by their ex-assistants. Now, in 2008, David Beckham and Victoria Beckham's nanny, Abby Gibson, was terminated from her job after getting into a heated argument with Victoria. In retaliation, she actually ran to News of the World to give a tell-all interview about what the Beckhams were like behind closed doors, which would actually then become the actual title of the article. Now, in her interview, she revealed that the famous British perfect family facade was mostly fabricated for the press and that David and Victoria often argued, like a lot. She also explained that the famous spouses almost got divorced while Victoria was still pregnant with their third child, Cruz. However, after her scathing interview, Abby, who broke her confidentiality agreement, was actually sent to court for breaking her contract. In 2009, she was forced to issue a public apology to the Beckhams for revealing their secrets and has agreed to permanent undertakings of confidentiality. Now, in 2005, Hugh Tomlinson, Queen's counsel for the Beckhams, told the court it is uniquely hurtful and distressing to have the person who until the end of March this year was sitting around the breakfast table with them and their children discussing their daily lives, and repeating that information. Mariah Carey apparently doesn't watch the news. Producer Damian Young, who worked with Mariah during the 90s and eventually became her close friend, described the pop star as lonely and said she lived inside like a bubble. He went on to say, she didn't watch the news, she didn't watch entertainment shows or read the magazines because she was worried about reading mean things about herself. She's sensitive and, that is nothing compared though to actually one of her former assistants who claimed that she was subjected to physical and emotional trauma at the hands of Mariah's manager. Now, Liana Shaknazaran filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court claiming that she was tormented by the singer and the singer's former manager. According to the suit, she was hired by Carey, offered a salary of over $300,000 a year. She said she had to be on call 24/7 hours a day. The assistant actually said she was subjected to this, mistreatment mainly by Mariah's former manager, but Mariah was allegedly in the room whenever it would happen and did absolutely nothing to stop it. In a turn of events though, Mariah then sued Liana, claiming she is a grifter and extortionist. Carey sued also for invasion of privacy, breach of contract, and breach of fiduciary duty. Allegedly, Liana filmed Mariah engaged in personal activities without Mariah's permission. Both parties ended up reaching a mutual agreement. Nothing further has actually come from it, so that's good. Oprah Winfrey only drinks Diet Coke. Now, this isn't like the craziest story, but it's kind of funny, so I wanted to give it an honorable mention. According to an anonymous staffer who actually worked at Harpo Productions, where they filmed the Oprah Winfrey show, Oprah would only drink Diet Coke and she hated Pepsi. However, the vending machine at the studio only served Pepsi, which forced her staffers to serve her Pepsi that they actually called Coke. Now, one unfortunate employee didn't get that memo. He shared his story saying, "When I first started, I was asked to go get a Diet Coke. I saw that the machine was all Pepsi products, so I hauled my behind over to a Subway, bought a Diet Coke, and came back. I took it into the senior producer's office, who said, 'Where the heck have you been? We needed that yesterday.' I told her I went across the street to get a Diet Coke since that's what they asked for. She said, 'You're so stupid. When they ask for a Diet Coke, they mean, they get a Diet Pepsi.' That's when I knew my days at Harpo were limited." He got fired, all because of this very small mix-up. Ouch. Christian Bale was depressed during his early years as an actor. Harrison Chung, who worked as Christian's assistant/publicist back before the actor became really famous, said the star was really depressed and just under tremendous pressure to support his parents and his sisters through his acting career. He said, "I would always joke with him that he was the saddest guy I knew. He had the whole top floor of the house and he would stay there for days listening to music or reading. He was very moody." Harrison also explained the bizarre ways Christian's family would motivate him to continue working. He said every morning his father would prepare Christian's breakfast tray, scrambled eggs with some baked beans, like a real English tea type breakfast, walk up the stairs yelling, "Who is the greatest actor in the world?" And then he said you'd hear this small voice coming back just saying, I am. Lil Wayne is next. In late 2022, Young Money Entertainment and Signature Flight Support were all sued by Wayne's former assistant Andrew Williams after he made some bombshell allegations about the notorious rapper. In legal documents, the former assistant actually accused Wayne of multiple things, including both attacks and battery, while also alleging Wayne had caused him what he described as emotional distress. In this suit, Andrew actually claims that Wayne and the pilot had an argument before takeoff. Andrew said he tried to stop the argument from getting physical, which he claimed, upset Wayne and led to the rapper punching him in the face with a closed fist. But not so fast, at least according to Wayne, that is, because Wayne denied all allegations of wrongdoing or that Andrew was harmed by him at all. Wayne argued that his actions were done in self-defense. As of January 2023, the situation between the two is still yet to be resolved in court. Actor Amber Heard's personal life has been dissected publicly thanks to her high-profile legal dramas, with one of the most famous ones being her notorious 2022 defamation trial with ex-husband Johnny Depp. As part of that trial, her former assistant Kate James testified, and she made some pretty shocking allegations about what being in Heard's presence, when she worked for her from 2012 and 2015 was really like. James claimed in court that Heard would often scream at her and allegedly used illegal substances. Now, James wasn't quite done there, as she also accused Heard of spitting in her face during her employment. But that was hardly the first time James made some dark allegations about her former employer. 2 years earlier, James spoke out against Heard in another trial, this time when Depp took on British tabloid The Sun over an op-ed piece that Heard had written for the outlet. Variety reported that James accused Heard of purportedly sending, her aggressive messages early in the morning on more than one occasion. James also claimed Heard took her personal story of being a SA survivor and used it as her own. Heard told the court that her former assistant was not easy to work with. She said James' behavior was horrible. Another star who isn't immune to serious allegations from their former assistant, none other than Robert De Niro. Graham Chase Robinson accused the actor of allegedly touching her without her permission and making lewd comments while in her presence. Not only that, but Robinson said she was asked to do tasks she wasn't expecting while working for the Meet the Parents star, including household chores and even scratching him on the back. Yes, she alleged that De Niro made the request on numerous occasions and once told her, "I like the way you do it." She also said De Niro and his family would regularly call the bat phone, meaning her work cell phone, and that was like after office hours. She said whenever it rang, whether it was 5 in the morning, 10 at night, you would pick up. As for what De Niro had to say about the allegations, he made it pretty clear he wasn't about to co-sign on his former assistant's take on the events, with his lawyer telling a news blog the allegations made by Graham against De Niro are beyond absurd. But that wasn't the only drama in this situation, as Robinson's allegations came as part of a countersuit. De Niro and Cannell Productions, had actually filed a lawsuit against Robinson that same year, accusing her of not doing her job properly. The company alleged Robinson had a tendency to buy things using the company card and supposedly enjoyed watching too much TV or Netflix while she was supposed to be working. De Niro also speculated that Robinson had only made her allegations in retaliation for the initial lawsuit. Robinson was employed by De Niro from 2008 to 2019, so pretty long, and when she quit her job, she was Cannell's vice president, of production and finance at the time. As of right now, the two parties are still in the thick of their legal battle, so stay tuned. But what do you guys think about these assistants spilling all the tea? Let me know your thoughts. I'm your host, Ashley. It's been great catching up.